Block TV and you're watching Chain Breakers, where we get the chance to meet the people shaping the sphere. Recently, Burger King began leveraging Cryptobuyer.io's platform to provide Dash as its pilot cryptocurrency payment method in Venezuela. To break this milestone down, we are joined via Zoom by Jorge Farias, CEO at Cryptobuyer.io. Now, Jorge, thank you for joining us, of course, and I know that other cryptocurrencies are involved, but we'll get to that a bit later here. But why is this partnership such a huge deal?
Yeah, thank you for having me. Burger King obviously is one of the biggest brands in the world. Cryptobuyer is working from 2015, offering real solutions and real partners all across the globe, but focusing in Latin America because it's the region when the people are really using crypto as a payment method. Cryptobuyer obviously is looking for the best partners with the big names, obviously, to push this kind of adoption. And as you see, we create a lot of noise about this new partnership. It was a long road to have these guys on board, but it's not the first one. We are already working with Samsung stores. We are already working with GW hotels. And also we have the biggest retail chain in Venezuela that is called Traki. And we are operating with more than 400 merchants all across Latin America.
So you have approached Burger King in this particular scenario and said, hey, we think that you guys need to accept cryptocurrency. It's a big deal. Customers want to use it. And that is how that partnership formed?
That's funny because in this particular case, Burger King approached us. The local representatives of Burger King in Venezuela and in Panama talk with us because they see the work of Cryptobuyer all across the last years, and see a huge opportunity because, for example, in Venezuela, where we start the pilot, you have find a lot of adoption of using cryptocurrencies as a payment method because the people are using crypto as a remittance and also as a store of value because the hyperinflation of the Bolivar, that is the local currency, is killing the wage of the people.
So currently, do you know to tell me how many Burger King specifically are already accepting cryptocurrency while utilizing Cryptobuyer? And then how many do you plan to expand to? And what does that timeline look like?
Yeah, this first pilot started three days ago, something like that. We already are making more than 20 transactions in the first day. But very, very, very interesting because we are only starting with 2 stores. The chain, Burger King, approached us because they want to roll out very quickly to the rest of the 40 locations.
Okay, and then furthermore, though, are you finding, so we established that some places you have to approach them and say, hey, we need this for your customers. And in this case, it happened to be that they approached you. But also one could argue that Burger King is a huge chain, right? You know, I don't think that they care to offer an additional way for people to pay. Ultimately, that does well for their bottom line. But are you truly finding that there is big demand for consumers in using crypto?
Yeah, obviously, Latin America is totally different to the rest of the world. You don't need crypto to make payments in New York or in Tel Aviv or in London. The people are using crypto in Buenos Aires, in Argentina, or in Caracas, in Venezuela, because the people don't have any other method of payments. The hyperinflation of 40% in Argentina and 10,000% in Venezuela is crazy. And the people are looking for real alternatives, and also the merchants need alternatives. For example, in Venezuela, Visa and MasterCard is close to stop operations in the next months because the sanctions that Venezuela have with the US government. And in this case, crypto is a real alternative. It's not only something that is for fashion or the people are looking for be trendy. It's the people are really using to make payments.
Currently, you're in Panama. However, you do a lot of business in Venezuela, and we recently actually spoke about the fact that Maduro wanted to use the petro, use the petro as a Christmas bonus to retirees of public work. And the like. Now, my question to you then was about sentiment. How are the Venezuelan people accepting this? How is onboarding? And then is this a welcome gift? As it seems like the bottom line is to onboard people to the Petro app. Can you tell us after that, now that has passed, what is going on in Venezuela in terms of crypto and the Petro specifically? Was that a welcome gift?
Yeah, well, obviously the people always receive this kind of gift at the end of the year. In this time, the information was very little, and the general public don't know how works the petrol. In fact, actually, yesterday the government announced that the petrol is going to be shut down for 7 days. That this just announced yesterday. This maybe can be two things, or the system works so great that maybe it needs to make some audits, or simply don't work. We need to see what is the next step about the using of the petrol. But the reality right now is the government decides to stop the operations yesterday for 7 days. And this is another example of how the cryptocurrencies can be a huge innovation for payments in the region.
Are people familiar? Are people aware of this though? So Maduro's bottom line is we need to onboard everybody to this app, and this is the currency they're going to use. Now, the goal is that things like this wouldn't happen, but you're saying now that it was just shut down, that was the announcement, and whoever's onboarded and that's where their cash is, that is what they have. They have no alternative at this point. Is the public aware of that though? So would people opt to use any other cryptocurrency other than the petro?
Again, the matter is that the people don't have options. When the people are starting looking that crypto is a real alternative because it's sensor resist, don't get any kind of block, don't get any kind of schedule to work and to operate. The key thing here is that a president of a country of almost 30 million people is talking about crypto, and this makes that the people get more aware, get more investigating how it works, how it is the real deal with the crypto, and obviously are being bombarded about the petro, but at the same time, the word that makes Cryptobuyer all across the region is to take this opportunity to explain that you have another alternatives.
Absolutely. Now, you and me, we're in the crypto space, right? We talk about this all day long. We know about this. We look out for the latest news. The country, the general population is now, you're saying, aware of crypto because the president of the country is talking about it. I'm curious about day-to-day interactions. Is it very common that if you were to approach just an average Joe, on the street, really anybody on the bus, and you mentioned the word cryptocurrency, and you're saying that they would know what that is now?
Yeah, the problem with the petro is that this is the third version of the petro. And obviously, as you say, the people are joking every time on the street of Caracas. I've been there about 1 month ago, and all the people are making jokes about the petro. But at the same time, you are getting more people involved about how works this technology. And in the last experiment of the petro, obviously the people received a bonus on December. And some of these people really use it on the biggest retail chains in the country. But at the end, it's not available to the low aspects of the population because the people need to have a smartphone, need to get registered and doing a KYC on a web platform. And that is the problem with the petro, that need more education. And the key of Cryptobuyer is we are giving this kind of education for 5 years ago. And also we have the ATMs, that is the best way to the people to understand how works cryptocurrency. And also we have the point of sale and the brokerage platform.
Absolutely. Education is definitely a high point and something that needs to be more talked about, at least until the ball ends up rolling on that and that ends up happening. Now, we have a partnership with Burger King. You guys are currently working with, if I'm not mistaken, 6 different types of cryptocurrencies. What is next? We're in a new decade here. What's next for Cryptobuyer in 2020?
Well, we are already integrating a couple more currencies, including the Cryptobuyer currency that is called XPT. That is going to work as a gas on the operations of the platform. We are also listing our token in the Binance decentralized exchange, and also Chamsen Sao, that is the CEO of Binance, talked about how it works in the last days. Hopefully, we're going to have a new huge announcements in the next weeks, including the integration of new currencies and also the deploy of new ATMs in the rest of the region.
And you can't give us even a little teaser into what that announcement is going to be?
I will give you the exclusive.
Okay, fine. You know, I had to ask it, but we're looking forward to that announcement. Thank you very much, Jorge Farias, CEO of Cryptobuyer.io, for joining us and breaking that down. We wish you a ton of luck and looking forward to that announcement, even though you wouldn't share now. For all you folks watching at blocktv.com, keep on watching for more cryptocurrency and blockchain-related news.
For more news and updates, follow us on Twitter.